Meantime, the Lakers. Okay, so here's what LeBron says. There have been times when we're at our best, we look really good. And there are other times where it's disgusting.
You know what that sounds like, Ernie?
What?
Sounds like an old man. Like when you wake up in the morning, sometimes I'll be like, ooh, I feel good. Then that next day you'd be like,
that's
sciatica,
disgusting.
Sciatica, it's hurting.
Charles Barkley went at the Lakers again, and this time the accuracy was almost painful. The Washington Generals comparison, the Oprah impression, the sciatica line aimed right at LeBron. It was sharp, direct, and perfectly timed. Before we go on, if you're enjoying the video, drop a like and subscribe. It may seem small, but it makes a huge difference for the channel. Chuck did not soften a single word, and somehow every punchline hit exactly where it was supposed to. This one felt different. Before we even break down what he said, just pause and respect the craft. Barkley has turned Lakers commentary into an art form at this point. If there were a Hall of Fame for sports roasting, he would have a whole wing dedicated to his Lakers takes. Anyone who watches inside the NBA knows the Lakers are Chuck's favorite topic.
Why do you hate the Lakers, Chuck? Tell us.
Why I hate the Lakers? It's always somebody else's fault. Remember 3 years ago, it was Russell Westbrook's fault. Then it was Frank Vogel's fault. Then it was D'Angelo Russell's fault. Then it was Darvin Ham's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And it bothers me. Listen, you don't always blame other people for your shortcomings.
Not favorite because he loves them, but favorite because they keep handing him material. They are like a never-ending script that writes itself. Every season, every stretch of games, something happens and Chuck shows up ready to cook. In the latest episode, he was locked in. Calm, confident, surgical. You could tell he had been waiting for this moment, years in front of the camera. And he still delivers like a veteran who knows exactly when to swing. It all started with LeBron's own words. LeBron said, and this is a direct quote, that there are nights when the Lakers look really good at their best and other nights when it is disgusting. He used that word himself in a press conference. That is either rare honesty or a subtle alarm bell, depending on how you look at it.
Lakers like an Oprah Winfrey show. You get a basket. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody who plays against the Lakers, they gonna make everybody look good. I mean, they're like the Washington Generals. They're gonna make every team's the Globetrotters against them. I mean, and we can keep sugarcoating it, and I know they're gonna make us talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team.
Chuck grabbed that quote and flipped it into something unforgettable. He said it sounds like an old man waking up one morning feeling great, moving smooth, everything clicking. Then the next day, the sciatica kicks in and nothing works. The comparison between LeBron's description of the team and the physical ups and downs of aging was so precise that the whole set burst out laughing. But here is the thing, it was not reckless, it was grounded. LeBron James is in his 40s playing elite basketball.
Prove to what I keep saying, the Lakers stink, plain and simple. We have to talk about them because the media is infatuated with the Lakers, but the Lakers are not a good team. They got zero athletic ability. They got a good shot every time. The Lakers could never keep them in front of them. This was a coaching masterpiece by Jason Kidd because there's no way that team that the Mavs put out there, especially one winning by 20.
Some nights he looks unstoppable. Other nights the rhythm is off. The team mirrors that same pattern. That is not random. That is what late career greatness looks like when the body has to manage every mile. When you ask a 41-year-old frame to handle back-to-backs, travel, playoff intensity, and full-speed young legs coming at you every night, there will be swings. That is reality. And Chuck just said it out loud. And of course, he was not stopping at one joke. He never does when the Lakers are involved.
He just described who he should be and who the team should be based on what their personnel is at that time. They are old in certain parts. They don't have perimeter.
Wait, he's the only one old.
But they don't have perimeter defense, both young at the perimeter. So now there's no resistance for guys that get downhill.
Yeah.
And I think that is the biggest thing. You know, yes, they don't have a great shot blocker, but they have shot block ability. But they do not have resistance at the 1, 2, and 3 position. And that is indicative of why they play like that.
The panel shifted into real basketball talk, and the defensive issues came into focus fast. Strip away the humor, and there is a serious problem here. At the 1, 2, and 3 spots, the Lakers do not have consistent perimeter defenders who can slow down attacking guards and wings. When ball handlers get downhill with ease, the paint becomes chaos. The rim protector is forced to overwork. Rotations get scrambled. The defense turns reactive instead of setting the tone. That is where DeAndre Ayton comes into the picture. He was brought in to be the anchor, the big presence who erases mistakes, cleans up breakdowns, and makes drivers think twice before attacking the rim.
You better going more to his zone too, to address the defensive issues on that team.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, like Luka and Austin Reeves have been terrific offensively. Luka flirt with a triple-double every night. Austin Reeves been killing the league, averaging over 25 points, but they've been a turnstile on defense. And whoever comes to town can just beat them off the dribble, drive and kick, and get other guys open. But you wanted to also get more from DeAndre Ayton as an anchor when you acquire him as the Lakers, and he's been pedestrian a lot of times, and I just don't think the Lakers, even though LeBron does a really good job at his.
But when you open a bee's nest and all the bees, it's hard to block all the bees. You got DeAndre in there like this. Like, come on, it's like you got to have resistance out front.
But even offense.
On paper, that made sense. In reality, the impact has been average. Not awful, not disastrous, just not dominant. He has not been the defensive backbone they envisioned. He has not taken control of the paint in a way that shifts games. And when your perimeter defense is leaking, solid is not enough. You need force. You need intimidation.
They're going to make us talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team. Now, they got some really good teams in the West that we should be talking about, because I'm starting to get on this San Antonio bandwagon right now. Obviously, we got OKC and Denver. We got Houston. But, man, them Spurs, they're knocking on that.
The bee's nest analogy came up, and it actually fits. When there is no resistance on the outside, you are basically kicking the hive open and hoping you do not get stung. Guards fly in, collapse the defense, and now everyone is scrambling. That is not a system. That is survival mode. So when Chuck laughs and makes the sciatica joke, it lands because there is truth underneath it.
Still, number 5 in the West right now, the Lakers, and for the 11th time this season, expected to have LeBron and Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic together on the floor.
You get a basket.
Which has been a rarity.
The Lakers flash greatness one night and look completely out of sync the next. That inconsistency is not just comedy material. It is the central issue hanging over this team right now. Every bee that slips through is a guard attacking the rim at full speed. You can stack the paint with size, length, and shot blockers. But if nobody stops the ball at the point of attack, you are already in trouble. When 2 or 3 drivers are crashing into the lane at the same time, you cannot swat everything away. If every bee is already inside the hive, good luck stopping the chaos. The math of rotations, help defense, and recovery starts breaking down fast when your perimeter defense is that loose. You are scrambling instead of controlling. You are reacting instead of dictating. And in the NBA, that is a dangerous way to live. Now let's be clear. Offensively, the Lakers can cook. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves have been serious on that end. That is not up for debate. Luka flirts with a triple-double almost every night, stuffing the stat sheet like it is routine. Reeves is putting up over 25 a game and has quietly become one of the most consistent scorers in the West this season. They can score with almost anybody. On their best nights, they look explosive, dynamic, hard to contain. The problem is not buckets. The problem is what happens on the other side of the ball. And that is when Charles Barkley hit the Oprah impression. You get a basket, you get a basket, everybody gets a basket. The way he tied it to the old Oprah giveaway moment was comedy gold. It was perfectly timed, perfectly delivered, and painfully accurate. Because right now, the Lakers' defense really does feel like a giveaway show. Every opponent pulls up and leaves with numbers. Every visiting guard suddenly looks like an all-star. Pull up to Crypto.com Arena and grab your career night. It is available while supplies last. Then came the Washington Generals line. For those who do not know, the Washington Generals are the team that exists to lose to the Harlem Globetrotters. The Globetrotters are the show, the flash, the highlight machine. The Generals are there to get beat and make it look good. Charles Barkley looked at the Los Angeles Lakers, a franchise with 17 championships, the home of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant, and compared them to the Washington Generals. That is bold. That is savage, and that is why the room lost it. The message was simple. Every team that plays the Lakers gets to look spectacular. Opponents walk in and put on a show. The Lakers become the supporting cast in someone else's highlight reel. That joke hit because there is a layer of truth underneath it. The panel laughed. The audience laughed. But somewhere, a Lakers fan probably paused and thought he might not be completely wrong. The Clippers even caught a stray during the segment. Lawrence Frank tried to frame his team's situation as steady, saying the goals had not changed and it was not a white flag moment. Barkley fired back, saying they have waved every color of flag already: purple, orange, blue. The white one is just the latest addition. That line worked because the context is real. Kawhi Leonard's injury history has been a recurring storyline in their long-term planning. The flags have been flying for a while, but make no mistake, the Lakers were the headline act of this segment, and Barkley made sure they felt it. Underneath all the jokes, though, the basketball breakdown mattered. The Lakers sit 5th in the Western Conference right now. On paper, that sounds respectable, but 5th in the West is not comfortable. That path runs straight through teams like Oklahoma City and Denver. Disciplined, physical, structured contenders. And when your defense feels like a giveaway show, navigating that kind of playoff bracket is not just difficult, it is a serious test waiting to happen. Houston and the San Antonio Spurs are both playing cleaner, tougher basketball right now, especially on defense. That matters. Barkley even said he is jumping on the San Antonio bandwagon, and that is not something he says lightly. Chuck does not hand out praise for free. If he is riding with a team, there is a reason behind it. The Spurs are sitting 3rd in the Western Conference and have beaten Oklahoma City, the top seed, 3 times already this season. That is not luck. That is structure. Dylan Harper is putting up 11 points a game as a 19-year-old rookie, showing flashes that hint at serious upside. The organization rebuilt around youth, patience, and identity. This does not feel like a cute one-year surprise. It feels like the start of something steady and dangerous. Now look at the Lakers. They are built around an aging superstar at the back end of an all-time career. They added a transcendent talent in Luka Doncic, but he is still finding his full rhythm within the team's identity. Around them is a supporting cast that can score, yes, but defensively leaves major questions hanging in the air. Some nights it clicks, the ball moves, the offense hums, the crowd gets loud, other nights it collapses fast. That is exactly what LeBron described when he used the word disgusting. And when your own leader says that in public, it hits different. What makes Barkley's commentary hit beyond the laughs is that he says what other media voices dance around. The Lakers right now are middle of the road, not bad enough to rebuild and reset, not strong enough to scare the top of the West. They live in that uncomfortable middle space where the spotlight is bright because LeBron is LeBron, but the results do not match the attention. The LeBron aging conversation is tricky for many in sports media. Nobody wants to sound disrespectful. Nobody wants to dismiss greatness. But Barkley wrapped the reality in a sciatica joke and forced the topic into the open. Playing elite basketball at 41 years old comes with natural swings. Some mornings feel smooth. Some mornings feel stiff. That is human biology, not hate. This is not about ignoring LeBron's accomplishments. His longevity alone is historic. Staying elite for 2 decades is rare air, but acknowledging greatness does not mean pretending decline does not exist. And Barkley is one of the few mainstream voices who will say that clearly without stacking it under layers of careful wording. Another stat that stood out, LeBron, Reeves, and Luka have only shared the floor together 11 times this season. 11. For a trio that is supposed to define the identity of the team, that number is tiny. Injuries, rest management, scheduling, all of it has prevented continuity. You cannot build defensive chemistry in 11 games. You cannot develop trust in rotations and assignments in 11 games. Playoff-level defense demands months of shared reps, shared communication, shared instincts. That foundation just is not there yet. The Lakers even leaning more into zone defense tells you something. Zone can be a smart changeup. It can disrupt rhythm and slow a hot shooter for a stretch. But when zone becomes a crutch, that signals a deeper issue. It means your one-on-one defenders are struggling to contain pressure consistently. Against the Spurs, the Thunder, or the Nuggets, zone will get dissected. Smart teams find the seams. They overload sides. They swing the ball until someone is wide open. Sustained zone against elite playoff offenses is not a long-term fix. It is a bandage over a deeper wound. That is why the Washington Generals comparison stings. Because too often this season, the Lakers have made opponents look better than they really are. Guards slice through the perimeter, drivers collapse the paint, kickouts lead to clean threes. Opponents leave with stat lines that look like career nights. The Harlem Globetrotters comparison works because the freedom feels real. Teams come in, run their sets comfortably, and walk out smiling. Chuck noticed. He said it out loud. The studio laughed. Fans laughed. And some Lakers fans probably laughed in that quiet, painful way when something hits too close to home. The Western Conference is serious this year. Oklahoma City is disciplined and deep. The Spurs are rising fast. Denver still carries championship D in AA. Houston brings young legs and defensive edge. Sitting 5th means the Lakers have real work ahead if they want to be more than a first-round storyline. Barkley is not going to stop talking about them. The Lakers are too visible, too national, too headline-driven. But the fact that the jokes keep landing, that is not a great sign. You get a basket, everybody gets a basket. That line sticks because it feels familiar. He called them the Washington Generals on national television. And right now, arguing against that comparison takes more optimism than evidence. The defense is what it is. The inconsistency is visible. The aging reality is unavoidable. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Drop your honest Lakers take in the comments. Are they a real threat, or is Chuck seeing it clearly? Appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.